Hey YouTube, John here. Thank you for joining me for my video. I'm going to be showing you how to draw rocks. You can do this in pencil or in ink pen. I'm using a Sharpie ink pen. Doesn't really matter what you use. Paper doesn't matter either. So just lightly draw in your shapes here. So I'm just going to pencil in a reminder of my light direction here. So it doesn't matter what direction your light comes from, but just do this as a reminder yourself. Do it in pencil so you can erase it later on. So I'm just going to go back in and just solidify my rock outlines. Doesn't matter what rock shapes you use, so just try to be natural. Don't concentrate too much on the shape of your rocks. Just be natural. Let it come to you naturally. If you try to think about it too much, it will look too artificial. So with your light direction in mind, just start to hatch out the dark areas. Those squiggly lines I put in were just to sort of show that I will hatch up to those areas. So the dark areas are obviously the opposite side of the light direction. So once you pick your light direction, your dark sides of each individual rock all have to be in sync with one another. So you can't have one rock and then have another rock with a shaded out area on the opposite side of the other rock. So otherwise you won't it won't look real. So towards the end of this video, I'll show you a good way to show how to draw any type of rock based on a three-dimensional cube. It can be pretty handy when you're first starting out. I'll show you that at the end of the video. So yeah, just doing some lighter shaded areas, because you know a rock has many different shades of gray and even mossy areas too. So you could do it in pencil, crayon, or marker if you wanted to, if you want to add in some color. So really this is just the basic rocks. So you can afterwards you can draw in grass or trees around it, and if you're going to draw trees or a stream or anything like that, just maybe lightly pencil in your layout first, because you don't want your rocks to be out of perspective with a tree or a stream or a bridge or whatever you're going to put in. One thing else to keep in mind that in nature, no two rocks are the same. Rocks are like fingerprints, so you're never going to have one rock that looks like another rock identically. So just keep that in mind. That's why you want to be as natural as possible, not put too much thought into it. Otherwise you're going to end up with multiple rocks that all look the same. There'll be some similarities, maybe with the size or whatever, but all in all, they're all going to be different from one another. So just throwing a little horizon line. Maybe I should have done this at the beginning, but there it is. So this is up to you if you want to draw a few plants. I'm just putting in some grass, some tall grass just around the rocks, just to give it more of a separation between one rock and another. So it's up to you. Whatever you want to do. So when you do your rocks, there's always going to be one consistent format to do it. So like once you've done a pile of rocks a couple of times, you get the hang of it pretty easy. But I always think it's good to sort of pencil out everything first before you do your drawing in ink or even painting or anything like that. So that way you can kind of give yourself a layout, so you get an idea of what it's going to look like when it's completed. So it does help quite a bit. So you're not thinking about that as much, and it does relieve a lot of tense emotional stress you may have when you're doing artwork, that you're not thinking about, oh, what's this going to look like when it's done. If you pencil it all in first, you have a pretty good idea of its shape and its perspective, and you'll know if the perspective is going to work or not. It's very important. So like if you're doing a mountain or in the background or a cliff side and the pile of rocks at the bottom, then if the cliff goes off into the horizon, then you kind of want to know how is it going to look, you know, and the rocks will, as they disappear in the horizon, will obviously get smaller too. So that's pretty much it for there. So just give me a little example right here. I'm just going to draw a cube in pencil. Do in pencil so you can erase it better on. This is just for a simple exercise you can do. So just try to do a random rock that will fit inside that cube. So just keep your entire rock inside that cube there. So I'm just shading the opposite side of the light source. So that would be the darkest side. And then, yeah. So let's say the light source would be coming from above, actually. Just ignore that light source I did for the pile of rocks there. So yeah, so my light source would be coming from above here. So then you got the darkest side, and then you got the slightly shaded side there on the right there. So here I just drew a bunch of squares and cubes, and just another exercise you can do. Just sort of a perspective, because even a pile of rocks will have perspective, right? It's even though it's not geometrical like buildings, there is going to be perspective with anything. It could be a tree, a field, a bush, a river, obviously. It's going to have a perspective here. So each rock I'm just going to draw inside each individual cube. My cubes are kind of all similar size, but not exact. So this is a good way to know exactly how your how one rock will appear behind another rock, right? So oh, just adjusted my screen there. So now, yeah, you can see my light source I did for the first cube I drew with a rock inside of it, so it was off screen there. Sorry about that. So I'm doing this very quickly just for demonstration purposes. So please forgive me if it doesn't look like a masterpiece. So your rocks may not look like mine. It all depends on what style you draw in, or what style you go for. So, anyways, that's about it there. So my horizon line. But thank you for joining me, and please like and subscribe, and hope to see you again. I think I'm done. I'm just narrating. Oh, guess I'm gonna draw another cube. I wonder how many people are actually still watching this video at this point. Probably only maybe 12%. So yeah, I'm just reiterating the rock inside the cube. So it's there. There you go. So I think that's it. Thank you for joining me.